Hi everyone, welcome to the Celebrity Diaries. Lester Holt's phenomenal world, investigating his great vocation achievements, uncovering the extravagant subtleties of his confidential life. What's more, uncovering the total assets that highlight his prosperity go along with us as we reveal the narrative of a man whose life is as enamoring as the news he conveys consistently. Lester Holt stands apart as an unmistakable American anchorperson and media character with a prominent total asset of $35 million at NBC. Holt wears different caps, filling in as the anchor of NBC Evening News and Dateline NBC, among other organization projects. His broad obligations and high-profile jobs add to his amazing yearly pay of $10 million. Holt's vocation is recognized as a life story by his notable accomplishment as the first African-American to solo host a significant American nightly news program, denoting a huge achievement in broadcast reporting. Past his mooring obligations, he played a pivotal role as an arbitrator in official discussions, exhibiting his capacity to deal with basic and high-tension circumstances with ability. Lester Holt was brought into the world on August 8, 1959, at a Flying Corps base in Marin Region, California, despite the fact that his initial years were spent on an Army installation. Holtz, in the early stages, was molded in Sacramento, where he grew up with his three kin. His family legacy is a rich embroidery of Jamaican, Indian, and European roots, which has affected his worldview and way to deal with newscasting. Holt's scholarly excursions started at California State College, Sacramento, where he sought after a degree in government in spite of his examinations. Holt didn't complete his certification, a choice that wouldn't deflect his vocation. Desires while in school, HT wandered into the broadcasting world, taking on a job as a DJ at a neighborhood nation and Western radio station. This underlying foray into radio was something beyond a task. It was a venturing stone that set up for his future in reporting, perceiving the difficulties. What's more, open doors inside the broadcasting industry. Holt got it that news mooring was the way to propelling his profession, in spite of the fact that he proceeded with his DJ obligations all through school. Plainly full-time broadcasting positions were dominatingly moored in news. This acknowledgement provoked him to move his center towards news, denoting the start of a noteworthy vocation direction. In the mid-1980s, Holt started his expert process with CBC. Setting out on a 19-year residency with the network, his underlying job was with Gabast IEV in New York City, where he filled in as an anchor for a year. This position gave him with important EXP experience and openness in a cutthroat market. By 1982, Holt had gotten a situation as an end-of-the-week anchor and columnist for a CBS partner in Los Angeles. This job was critical, permitting him to level up his abilities and secure himself in the business later in a year in Los Angeles. Holt got back to New York, continuing his work with CBS. He kept on building his standing over the following 3 years. However, it was his decision to go to Chicago in 1986 that would fundamentally raise his vocation at CBS News, a partner in Chicago. Holt turned into a noticeable figure in the long run, mooring the nightly news. His job in Chicago was not bound to the studio. Holt was likewise sent to cover war zones and other risky areas all over the planet, exhibiting his obligation to newscasting and his capacity to deal with high stakes. Revealing Holt's residency in Chicago, traversing 14 years, was set apart by huge accomplishments and awards. His announcing from hazardous, furthermore unstable regions highlighted his commitment to conveying basic news under testing conditions as a regarded anchor and reporter. Holt procured a standing for his strength, impressive skill, and honesty in news coverage. Holt initially entered the spotlight when he joined MSNBC in 2000. His job at the organization immediately extended. What's more, by 2003, he had turned into a full-time substitute anchor for noticeable projects like NBC Evening News. And today, this period denotes a vital change in Holt's vocation as he moved from being a brief installation to a vital participant in NBC's news setup in a critical profession move. Holt was named the full-time co-anchor of End of the Week Today in End 2003. This job raised his profile as well as additionally showed his developing impact in the field of journalism. ISM by 2005, his unmistakable quality kept on ascending as he started facilitating his own 2-hour day-to-day news program. This open door permitted Holt to further grandstand his capacities and set up a good foundation for himself as a main news figure. A crucial second in Holt's vocation came in 2007 when he was delegated anchor for the end-of-the-week release of NBC Evening News. This position was a critical move forward, and Holt's execution in this job laid the foundation for his possible advancement to full-time anchor of the workday version of his rising to this job. Followed the suspension and downgrade of Brian Williams, who had confronted reaction for distorting subtleties of the Iraq War in 2003. Holt's arrangement as the super-durable anchor for the workday release of NBC Evening News denoted another part in his profession as he took on quite possibly one of the most lofty jobs in American transmission newscasting. The contention encompassing Holt increased following the 2016 official discussion, which he directed between Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton. The discussion drew analysis from different quarters with allegations that Holt was one-sided in his scrutinizing eyewitnesses. Counting Trump affirmed that Holt inquired about delicate inquiries of Clinton while coordinating additional difficult inquiries at Trump. This impression of predisposition was exacerbated by the reality that Holt was an enrolled conservative at that point in spite of suppositions made by some in view of his control style. Holt later changed his party alliance to Free, yet the contention waited, adding to the view of predisposition, furthermore, affecting popular assessment of his job as a mediator, further entangling Holt's public picture as president. Trump guaranteed in 2017 that Holt had done a great job during the discussions, yet the connection between the two remained petulant around the same time. Holt directed a meeting with Trump that addressed different subjects, including the dubious terminating of FBI Chief James Comey. Trump later blamed Holt for altering the meeting in a manner that distorted his perspectives, further energizing the discussion over Holt's editorial honesty. Regardless of Holt's strong residency as the anchor of NBC Evening News, his time in the job was not without its challenges. In 2018, it was uncovered that NBC Evening News had lost its position as the most noteworthy night news broadcast in the U.S. during this period. ABC News outperformed NBC, driving in viewership for 16 sequential weeks. The decrease in viewership was credited to an assortment of variables, including the apparent need of high-profile securers at NBC. Holt's administration during this time confronted examination, and the organization's exhibition was viewed as an impression of more extensive challenges inside the association beyond his essential job in news broadcasting. Holt has made remarkable introductions to acting and other media appearances. He has made appearances in movies, for example, The Outlaw U.S. Marshals and Base Trepidation. Moreover, Holt has showed up as himself on different network shows, counting The Rule of Law, Extraordinary Casualties, Unit Due South, Early Release Distribution Center 13. Furthermore, 30 Stone, his adaptability reaches out to facilitating jobs, for example, canine shows, and narratives including The Secret of the Gem Skulls on the set of Experiences, diverting an expansion to his vocation as a columnist. Lester Holt has likewise contributed altogether in extravagance land, further establishing his monetary security and extravagant way of life. Land in Manhattan in 2017, Lester Holt, the regarded NBC anchorperson, stood out as truly newsworthy, not really for his editorial undertakings, however for a high-profile land exchange. It was broadly revealed that Holt had sold his lavish Manhattan townhouse for a striking more than $6 million. The offer of the property, directed by his significant other, who is a genuine bequest specialist, meant a prominent shift in Holt's land possessions. Holt initially gained the extravagant apartment suite in 2007 for more than $3 million, situated in the renowned Fantastic Madison Building. The inhabitants typify the mix of notable appeal and current comfort. The fabulous Madison, a structure eminent for its Beaux Arts-style engineering, was built in 1906 and has for some time been an image of New York City's engineering legacy. Holt's townhouse, arranged inside this compositional jewel, offered a mix of exemplary plan and, what's more, contemporary extravagance. Traversing 2,168 SKF, the townhouse highlighted 3 rooms and 3 restrooms, each carefully intended to offer both solace and style. One of the champion elements of the home was its amazing 11-foot roofs, which added to a sweeping and vaporous climate. Enormous southbound windows in the incredible room gave an all-encompassing perspective of Madison Square Park, permitting occupants to lounge in regular light and the energetic cityscape underneath the incredible room. Additionally, it gloated an open kitchen with blue stone counters. What's more, an extensive eating island making an optimal space for family social affairs and culinary undertakings. Among the townhouse's prominent conveniences was a confidential overhang offering occupants a tranquil open-air retreat with perspectives on the encompassing city. The kitchen was outfitted with best-in-class apparatuses and wood cupboards close by an implicit melee coffee machine, a component prone to being valued by Holt. Thanks for watching this video.